For my demo reel and print portfolio, the main focus is to show a variety of skills. My long-term goal is to become an art director. In order to reach that goal, I need to understand the different processes needed to create an animation. There is nothing more exciting than taking an idea and bringing it to life. That idea is what it takes to get started. The very first piece of my demo reel is a steampunk tattoo machine. We were given a simple task: take a mechanical device and make it work. We just had to find a model and animate it. But that is not what I chose to do. I wanted to create something different. My idea was to take a tattoo machine and make it work with gears like a watch. So I created the model in Maya based on my concept art. The 3 years that I've spent in school has been about taking a project that we were given and taking it a step further. The tattoo machine is a prime example. I did not have to make the model from scratch. This little extra step that I took helped me to gain a better understanding of Maya. One of my favorite pieces is City Swim. It was for my special effects class. All we had to do was create one effect in After Effects with a video clip that we found. This was one of those aha moments. Instead of just taking a clip and adding an effect, I chose to turn it into a little film with a story. There was a model of a dolphin that I had used in a previous class that I decided to add to my clip. The clip is a pan of the city of Hamburg. My idea was to put the city under the water so it becomes a place for the dolphin to explore. Now I just needed to think of an effect to use, which of course I decided to use two: bubbles and glitter. Instead of using the clip the way that it was in After Effects, I went through and changed all the aspects of the clip so that it was monochromatic and created a blur to make it look like the water was moving. I went all out with creating a title sequence with all kinds of details and a credit sequence with some other elements that fit with the title sequence. For this project, I was able to go through a variety of processes: creating the concept, all the assets, the storyboard, effects, animation, and sound effects. A project that only had to be 15 to 30 seconds long ended up being over a minute. Some people buckle under pressure, but I view it as a challenge and see how far I can push myself. All the pieces in my demo reel show my understanding of animation. It's what I need to reach my goal. I don't want to be just any art director. I want to be an art director in the field of stop motion. When it comes time for an interview with a company, we need to be prepared. It is important to have an idea of the questions that you may be asked, and know as much as you can about the company. There are specific things that many employers will ask. We can sit down with a friend or family member and rehearse how we can answer some of the questions that we will be asked. The company that I am the most interested in is Leica. They have created some of the most amazing stop motion films and are very dedicated to stepping up the game within the industry. Not only do you need to have an understanding of stop motion, you also have to be proficient in different forms of computer animation. You have to have a strong set of skills to work within the company. I created a set of questions that I felt they would ask in the interview process and how I would answer them.
So Nina, why do you think you would be a good fit for the stop motion world?
There are two things that you need to work in the stop motion world: attention to detail and patience. Throughout my whole life, attention to detail is the one thing that I've always prided myself on. To me, each little detail has a purpose and a place. When you are creating characters, sets, props, or anything else for a project, it is those little details that give it the life that it needs. Besides having digital animation skills, there are other areas that I have worked on to prepare myself for a position in the stop motion industry. Designing and making costumes, miniature sculpture, woodwork, and armatures are the next thing on my list.
What skills will you bring to the table that you feel will help in the production process?
There are many different skills that I have, but I think that being organized is one of the most important skills that I have. Everything has a deadline, and getting things organized and prepared helps you get the project done on time.
On your demo reel, what tools and techniques did you use?
There were many tools that I used on my demo reel. The Adobe programs such as Photoshop, Illustrator, Fireworks, Sound Booth, After Effects, and Flash were used in a variety of my projects, such as City Swim, Eternal Love, and Foiled. The Autodesk programs that I used the most was Maya. It was used for all of my model projects, such as the Tattoo Machine and the 3D simulation. Premiere was another that I used to mix different clips and dialogue together. I used a few different techniques for my projects. In Foiled and Eternal Love, I used a combination of the traditional technique and computer animation. City Swim used a series of cutout images that were put into the computer to be animated. The waves and dolphins at the beginning were all cutouts. The other projects were forms of computer animation and visual effects.
Why don't you take me through your creative process in creating a character?
To create a character, you need to know who they are and what kind of personality that they have. It is important to understand where a character comes from and their history. We all envision characters differently, so it is good to have as many details that you can. It's hard to create a character when you only have a few details. A couple weeks ago, I had a friend who was trying to come up with some extra characters for an animation. The only information that he gave me was the character is a successful filmmaker in his 40s to 50s. Of course, that was not enough information to create a character for him. I did not know anything about the story or how this character fit into the story. So it was necessary for me to sit down with him and get a detail of the story that he was creating and what characteristics that he wanted his character to have. Once you have some details, you can make some rough sketches of different ideas. They can be refined as you find something that fits with what you want. From there, you can start your model sheet.
One last question. Why do you feel you would be a good fit with our company?
There are many skills that I have to offer. I have a thorough understanding and knowledge of digital animation. You can see with my demo reel that I'm able to take a project and create it to the specific specifications that are required. Also, I have skills as a seamstress and costume designer. This is very helpful in creating clothes for models in any forum. There are also a variety of areas of woodwork that I can use to create sets and furniture. I am a very motivated and dedicated individual who will bring a set of skills that will contribute to the success of your company. How we responded in an interview is what makes the difference in being employed by them. It is our chance to make a first impression, which is one of the most important things. After that, it is all about our work. Having a strong portfolio can really make a difference. There are many ways that we can continue to grow and improve in the field of animation. As my skills improve, my demo reel and portfolio will always be progressing. It is important to keep your work up to date and make your projects the best that you can. There are 2 pieces in my portfolio that I will be working on after graduation. Eternal Love and Foiled are great stories, but the animations themselves could be much better. I want to spend time improving them and showing the skills that I have with animation. It is all about practice. The more time we spend working on projects, the better animators we will become. The work will speak for itself. We are always learning new things, and we need to be able to show companies how we have grown and what we could bring to them. This also keeps our resumes open for additions and adjustments. 10 years from now, we want our resumes to show all the feats we have accomplished, not for it to have things from a past that does not exist anymore. This course has given me a strong understanding of what I want, where I want to go, and what I need to do to get there. When we have a goal, we need help to find our way. This class has shown the way. It is now up to me to follow those steps that I have been given and look to my future in animation.